How many of you cross-country pilots have gone on a glide from a thermal and got lower and lower and said, oh, I wish I had an engine just to get me to the next thermal? Well, now you can. Because thanks to Miroslav at Scout, he's designed a cross-country harness with a paramotor. Now originally, this is not possible because the angle of the engine has to change. And what he's done is very cleverly, if you come in closer, he's put a cam in here. So if you see this, when you press on the foot plate, it then slides the engine up into a position that's behind the pilot whilst they're supine. Absolute genius. So you can now go to a flat launch, run and take off, and then use the engine to climb up, get into a thermal, shut the engine off, fly as normal in a supine harness, and then go on a glide. And if you need it, because you can't get to the next thermal, you pull the engine and you start again. Fantastic, beautiful concept for pilots that aren't near mountains and that don't have a winch. Brilliant means to an end. It isn't replacing cross-country flying for those purists amongst you, but it is a beautiful way of getting in the air simply and being in a comfortable pod, flying and thermaling. So imagine you're in the flatlands, it's hours to go to a takeoff, but you've got one of these now. You can walk over there, run to launch, up you go, get your thermal, and off you go cross-country. It's pure genius, and I've flown it several times and it's such fun to fly. It's so easy, the engine's reliable, the harness is comfortable, there's a little bit of fiddling to set it all up. Once it's set up to your fitting, it's beautiful, and it's so light and it all packs away so beautifully.
Zero has an Atom 80cc engine which is beautifully reliable and really nice and quiet. My climb rate was 1.8 meters a second, and that was me flying at about 90 kilograms on my Alpina.
So the key things, got to put this on your foot just like a normal pod, otherwise it goes straight behind you when you're taking off. You've also got, which is sort of new, is this, which is a sort of sits on your waist like a rucksack, taking all the weight of the paramotor, which is fantastic. So you've got to put that on first, then obviously your legs, and then your chest. Bit fiddly, but you get used to that. And then there's a superficial chest one here. And the key is to have it nice and tight at the beginning. It's tight here, tight on the shoulders, and tight so that it moves solid, not sloppy. When you set off, you're staying upright as you accelerate. When you get to about 50 to 100 meters, then you slow the power down right off, push yourself into your seat, and you can feel the engine clunk back into the sort of flying supine position, which is really comfortable. You've got to get used to it, get your adjustments right, but it's a wonderful tool for those of you that are living in the flatlands and can't get to a mountain to fly. And you can start it in midair easily. You pull it with two hands above your head symmetrically, using that pull, piece of cake. Starts first time, every time. Fuel is in here. You've got to make sure that the fuel is pumped through and there's no snags in the lines, and it's right at the bottom, and it's best to have a fuel tank absolutely full. Because it's so easy to start in the air, it gives you that confidence to just be able to focus on your thermaling, cross-country flying and glides. And then if you really need it, you pull the engine and start, and if you don't, you carry on as normal with a normal cross-country harness.
When you're coming into land, it's good to shut the engine off nice and high, get into a good vertical position, come in with speed, do a nice hard flare to land.
Hey, that's so nice and easy.
There's really good detailed information and handy videos at scoutaviation.com. And if you want a detailed demonstration, then just call the team at the flight park or email me and we'll arrange a test flight.